Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. Jim, Pirates win 4-1. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show, powered by Primanti Brothers.
What's going on, everybody? Series win for the Buccos.
Already?
Yeah.
Saturday night. And
against
celebrate.
the Braves. Against the Braves, too. Took us a while to get here. We had 2 rain delays that we had to get through, but here we are, 4-1 win, Pirates victory, another Mitch Keller quality start, and you all know the drill. We're giving away sandwiches again.
How, Jim? Tell us how they can win sandwiches.
Right here, just like Reese in the comments, hashtag raise it, or Charlie, hashtag raise it, Pit City what, hashtag raise it, Ethan. Yeah. Hashtag raise it in the comments.
There you go.
In the contest.
So get your chance to win Primanti Brothers sandwiches. 2 of them. 2 Primanti Brothers sandwiches for free. Hashtag raise it. End of the show. We will go ahead and select the winner. Before we do so, before we get into the show, let me remind you all, BetOnline is your #1 source for NBA and NHL playoffs this season. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on the game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Again, BetOnline, where the game starts. And it started today, Jim, and it never let up. Pirates, they did something different today. They came out and they created a lead early in the game, and they held it. It's a very new strategy. It seemed to work. Maybe they're trying this out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Mitch Keller, again, an excellent start. And then they go to the bullpen. Colin Holderman, 4 outs. David Bednar, 2 outs. Yeah, not a pretty stress-free late afternoon, to be honest with you. There were a couple batters who got on base there in the 9th and made it a little bit interesting, but no, like for the most part, pretty stress-free. I mean, the Pirates were never really in doubt at any point of losing this game or blowing this lead.
Sure. I'll say 2 things. 2 things. For one, we've watched this Pirate team far too long to say this lead is safe. And 2, I felt like I was nervous this entire game because, and we'll talk more in depth, but Mitch Keller was giving up a lot of hard contact today. So even though he did have 1 earned run, it was a good quality start. It was you're a little nervous watching it. And then Holderman comes in and, the rain starts pouring. You're thinking, oh boy, here we go again. What is it with these Saturday rainout games? And then Bednar comes in and you look 1-2 real quick, real nice and easy. And then he makes it real nice and difficult. And again, we've been here before, and Ronald Acuna Jr.'s up. Yeah. At the end of the day, Pirates win, and it looked like it was stress-free. But Jim, Pirate fans know all too well there was no stress-free moment in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess watching it, I never felt.
Well, good
in
for
doubt.
you.
I never felt doubt at once this whole game. From the minute I turned it on, Pirates were in total control.
The minute you turned it on, when did you turn it on, buddy? No, we won't go there.
I got through one of the rain delays. Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
one of them. Let's start though for Mitch Keller. So Mitch Keller is heading to this game. You look at this in the sense of like it's a big game because like what happened today, they could go ahead and win the series today. Tomorrow's, you look at matchup wise, and again, it's baseball. Anything can happen. But look at matchups. Martin Perez hasn't been pitching as well lately. The Pirates are going to face Chris Sale. boy, oh boy, is Chris Sale pitching well. So it's like today could be a big game because if Mitch puts it together and they win the series, just like you mentioned. And what a big boost it is for this team right now to win a series and against the Braves. So Mitch Keller's been pitching very well recently as well. He comes in today and yeah, like again, like he gets the job done. 6.2 innings today, 1 earned run, just 4 strikeouts, but no walks, 6 hits. But again, though, Jim, what I will say, there was a lot of hard contact by Mitch Keller. He was dancing literally and figuratively through the raindrops today. Um, I felt like every out was a foot away from being a home run.
There was a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah,
little
geez.
bit there, but
Counting here, 1, 2. So Statcast counts 95 miles an hour or more as a hard hit baseball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those against Mitch Keller today. So yeah, he was giving up some hard contact, but ballpark was keeping those fly balls in within its walls for the game. And I think the big thing with Keller too, what was huge, because we've seen this bullpen and how poor they have been at holding leads, is that rain delay. I thought was gonna almost mess this game up, because it was like, oh,
yeah.
before, where you would have expected Keller to go 6 or 7. After that rain delay, I was thinking they're gonna have to, like, a bullpen's gonna have to get 12 outs here, right? And he was able to come back out, pitch the 6th inning, pitch the 7th inning, and get 2 outs in that 7th inning. So he really shortened the game, where I was thinking that, the Pirates were going to have 12 outs to get, with their bullpen in this game, and he was able to shrink that to 7. So hell of a job by him to come back after the delay, and still pick up 5 more outs, because that was very, very helpful in having this kind of be a stress-free win, because we've seen how it goes if you force the Pirates bullpen to get too many outs.
You're really riding that stress-free win today, aren't you?
I am.
But you're right. You are absolutely right. And that rain delay comes. And, I think at the time, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it was only like 70 pitches, maybe right even under 70 pitches he threw. So like he could keep throwing, but you would kind of expect maybe it's done for him. Rain delay wasn't like too quick. It wasn't like very delayed though either. So him coming back out in pitching was very, very beneficial, because I mean this bullpen needs all the help they can get. You want to talk about trusting people? Even though Mitch Keller was giving up hard hits today, I still trusted Mitch Keller to come back out and pitch effectively than whoever they're going to send out in the bullpen at that point in time. So yeah, that was big. And then again, like he did the job. I mean, he shut them down, gave up 1 earned run this entire time, which, with that being said, 4 earned runs in his past 27.2 innings. I mean, Mitch Keller, who I'm not going to say worried, but he didn't come out to the start that you wanted to see with him. It's really turned on lately. Again, when you talk about who Mitch Keller is, at the end of the day, when you look at the season-long stats, you say this is a good starter, and he's showing every bit of it why right now.
Yeah, he has had a hell of a May. So it's May 25th now. He's started 4 games this month.
Yep.
9 innings, 1 run. 6 innings, 0 runs. 6 innings, 2 runs. 6 2/3 innings, 1 run. Pirates are 4-0 in his 4 starts, and he has factored into the decision in all 4 of those. So he's 4-0 in the month of May, with an ERA hovering in the low 1s. So just an outstanding month that he's gone through, because yeah, he did have a shaky April. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't awesome. 4.98 ERA at the end of April through his first his first 7 starts or so. But yeah, really, really picked it up once the calendar hit May, and he's been going deep into games. He's been getting outs, and the Pirates have been winning his starts, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, like he showed it today, this is a Braves team, a Braves lineup, which the Braves lineup this year isn't as good as last year. I mean, I felt like they were breaking records last year. They're kind of struggling in terms of Braves and Braves fans would look at, but still a lot of star power, a lot of good players in that lineup, and it's still a very good team. Mitch Keller, again, he comes in and he shuts them all down. I mean, I know they're getting hits. What you see out of Mitch Keller, and again, like this is what we talk about Jared Jones. This is the qualities we're liking, and when we see Jared Jones pitch, he's doing a lot of stuff that like Mitch Keller is also doing, right? He can get outs in many different ways, and that's what Mitch Keller was doing today. And again, albeit they were hard hit outs, but he was finding outs. So yeah, Mitch Keller did everything you needed him to do today. And the offense kind of came alive for him also. The Pirates jumped out early for the Pirates. The lineup today jumped out early for them. And G1 Bay driving in. Big Jared Triolo leadoff double. I'll put it that way. It started with Jared Triolo's leadoff double.
And that's actually, and I kind of want to talk about Triolo a little bit. I think you put these out earlier in the day, but Jared Triolo was having a really, really rough season. But the last week or two, he's really been turning it around. He's hitting the ball. He's driving the ball. He's hitting extra base hits, the double today, the homer yesterday. He homered again last week. So before I was one of those guys where like, get Triolo off this team, send them to AAA. I'm to the point now where, hey, like Triolo is valuable. He deserves a shot somewhere. I still don't like him like in an everyday role, but he's turned it on. Like I said, the bat's not where you want it to be necessarily, but he's starting to drive the ball a little bit more. So yeah, he started the offense today with that double.
Yeah, as I said, it's a big double. He has been playing a little bit better. So this doesn't count today, but since the last week, 132 weighted runs created plus, 290, 321, 520 slugging. Like you mentioned, Jared Triolo, 2 home runs in the past week, and today that double. So like he has been doing things better. Ironically, the defense was kind of shaky today, and he ended up getting outs, right? You see some tremendous plays by him, but there was like one routine where he bobbled it, and I was like, Jared, you okay, buddy? But yeah, like what I think will be very beneficial is Brian Hayes seems to be returning sometime soon. The way Nick Gonzales is playing, and the way we'll talk about him some more here, he cemented second base. O'Neill Cruz is at short, right? I think we're going to find Jared Triolo in that utility role that we desired, right, when the season started. And because, like you mentioned, because of his play lately, I don't know if there's really a send Jared Triolo down to AAA at this point in time, especially because the rating's probably going to be on the wall when Brian Hayes comes up. Maybe that's Rowdy's time to go. But regardless, it's not getting that either. Like Jared Triolo might be in that utility role right now, which suits him pretty well.
I would say this is a fun show. We don't need to bring up Rowdy Tellez.
Right. But yeah, so again, like seeing him heat up a little bit now is nice because I feel like there's a spot in this team in that role for him. So if he can perform, just another added boost.
Yeah, I think there's absolutely a spot for him to be kind of that super utility guy where, yeah, and I think you mentioned it last night when we were just chatting, but maybe kind of don't play Hayes every day. Give Hayes the occasional day off, and that's where Triolo can come in. Once the one first baseman on this roster is off of the team, right? Maybe you're playing Triolo there once or twice just to keep Connor Joe fresh. Maybe Nick Gonzales has definitely supplanted himself as the second baseman on this team right now. But if he needs the occasional off day, then you've got Triolo to do that as well. So you still have a lot of
as
playing
many
time.
baseballs are hitting him right now. He might need that.
That's true. I mean, may need to just give him a rest, from his bruises. But no, I think there's still plenty of playing time around for a player like Triolo. Just not in an everyday role at a specific position.
Yep. Fully agree. But again, he was a big part of today's win. Talk about the defense. He had some good plays at third. And again, that leadoff double helped set the tone. Then G1 Bay was able to drive him in. And And then again, from there, like the Pirates never, that was it. They took the lead. They had the lead the entire time. And again, like it was a good offensive day, I felt like, for this team. And like, no disrespect, like Reynaldo Lopez has pitched phenomenal this year. Phenomenal. This is that game where you feel this 2024 Pirates team can lay down. They're going to just look absolutely silly, especially against a righty. Like they haven't been that good versus righties opposed to lefties for the year. Yeah. Lopez is going to come out and he is going to make this team look silly. He only goes 4.2. He gives up, the 3 runs, 2 earned, only 3 strikeouts. Again, like the Pirates offense didn't have like an explosion like they had, yesterday, but they did enough. And with the helm of, Mitch Keller pitching on the mound, that's all they really needed to do.
Yeah. I mean, only one other team this year has been able to score 3 runs off of Reynaldo Lopez. So
there you go.
He's been very, very good this year. So the fact that the Pirates were able to get 3 off of him, albeit one of those unearned, the fact they were able to get 3 runs off of Lopez, within 4 innings, was big. And with how Mitch Keller has been pitching lately, that's all he needed. At the end of the day, there was some an insurance run there in the 7th after the Pirates took the lead for good in the 4th. But yeah, they that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I mean, this was the game where it was like, all right, this is a really good pitching matchup between these two guys, and the Pirates pitcher was better. Like Mitch Keller was better than Reynaldo Lopez today.
Yeah, absolutely. Look in the Pirates. I mean, again, they only had 7 hits, but they're timely. They're quality hits. Kutch has a hit. Brian Reynolds had 2 hits. Connor Joe had a big hit too. Connor Joe's been playing so good lately too. I mean, so good. I think his weighted runs created plus is now like at a 130 or higher now for the year. I can look that up here in a second. And then Nick Gonzales again. Like Nick Gonzales on base 3 times today. Hit by pitch, walk. And then Jared Trilla we talked about on G1 Bay had a hit with a walk also. So again, like it wasn't like a ton of offense, but they had quality hits. It was timely hits, drove in runs when needed. Win this game 4-1. So again, like kudos to the offense today getting it done.
Nick Gonzales. I don't know how much more we can say about this guy. Yeah, on base 3 times today. The weighted runs created plus up to 150. He's got a 383 on base percentage, 519 slugging percentage. He's just been a huge breath of fresh air. Another extra base hit today. Like he's hitting the ball hard. He's attacking his pitches. He's laying off balls. He's not swinging at the breaking stuff as much as we've seen. Like it's still been a problem for him, but not as much as it has been. He's just been incredible. And I think the biggest thing for me here is we went through a pretty rough patch of like this lineup, just having, like I said, just like 1 or 2 guys you can rely on. And you look at this lineup today, let's just look at 1 through 6, right? 1 through 6. OPSs. This is OPSs 1 through 6. 733, 767, 797, 723, 902, 716. 1 through 6, all with OPSs above league average. So you're now, before where we were talking about this team has just been terrible. You had Rowdy Tellez batting cleanup for so long. You had 1 or 2 guys that you could rely on.
There was like 3 guys in the top 6 that had OPSs in 500s.
Yeah.
If not 4 sometimes.
So what you've done, just adding Nick Gonzales and then obviously some other players picking it up, right? McCutchen, who we've been talking about, where it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Well, the time's here. Like he's been really good now for 2 solid weeks. But so like these numbers of this 1 through 6, these are major league hitters now. And you look at the other side of the playing field and say, look at the Braves 1 through 6. Pirates, number 1 hitter better, number 2 hitter better, number 4 hitter better, number 5 hitter better, number 6 hitter better than the Atlanta Braves. The Braves had 1 out of their top 6 had better better numbers this year than the Pirates 1 through 6. So
it's crazy.
it's kind of, yeah, it's incredible because of how terrible this offense was for such a long period of time. They've now put together a pretty decent lineup where if you just stack it up against the Atlanta Braves, the lineup looks good against the Braves. And guys like Acuna, Albies, Olsen, like O'Neal Cruz, better than Matt Olson. Brian Reynolds, better than Ozzie Albies. Andrew McCutchen, better than Ronald Acuna Jr. so far up to this point.
Say that again.
Andrew McCutchen,
Washed.
better than Ronald Acuna Jr. up to this point.
Washed.
So,
He's
yeah,
washed.
it's just really, really nice to see this offense finally having some length to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like it's the Nick Gonzales effect. It's hands down the Nick Gonzales effect. It's the only thing to correlate it with. I do want to put out some numbers though, and this, of course, is before today's game, but just to kind of show how good this offense has been since Nick Gonzales has came up. And yes, Nick Gonzales has been good, and the fact that he's in the lineup, which means less Rowdy, less Sawinski. You know, there's been less Triolo in the lineup as well. Yes, that helps and such. But like the team in itself, we talked for so long, like you have to do something, like do something different. It's been 5 weeks. The same thing is happening. That is insanity. Do something different. They finally add Nick Gonzales. Here's a change. And what do we talk about, Jim? He might not be that good, but if they can give a spark for 2 weeks, that's all we need out of Nick Gonzales. Well, he's been damn good. But since Nick Gonzales is in the lineup before today's game, this team is the 6th best offense in baseball, a 117 weighted runs created plus, 3rd in runs, 2nd in home runs, 2nd in home runs in all of baseball with 23. I think what it was 15 home runs they had from April 12th to May 11th. I think it was 15. And since May 11th to what's date? May 24th, because again, this counted yesterday. Well, I guess today also. 23 home runs, 2nd in baseball, right? Tied for 7th in stolen bases. That's the other thing we talked about also. Like, why is this team not aggressive anymore? Like, no one's even attempting to steal a base. You only get one guy on base. It feels like a game, and he just stands on first. You know, and like, here's the thing too. The K rate is up. They're 27th in baseball with K percentage. And the walk rate's down. They're only walking 7.6% of the time, which is 19th in baseball. It's like those inverted, and what happened to the offense? It got better. They're being more aggressive. They're attacking. They're swinging. They're making offense happen instead of being patient and sitting back and watching the game get past them and go back to the dugout. I mean, this team is actually being productive right now. And yes, like Nick Gonzales adding this to make the 6 guys in the lineup, like it's an actual deep lineup now. It's been night and day. It's been very pleasant to see an actual competent, not even just competent, a good offense.
Andy Haynes, he's done miracles. Andy Haynes has done miracles on this offense. No, I'm just.
Oh my God!
But I mean, to your point, the strikeouts, yeah. What that just means is like they're just being aggressive now, right? Like they're not just up there standing, waiting for pitches. They're being aggressive. They're hunting their pitch. They're getting their pitch. They're driving their pitch, and yeah, they're striking out. But yeah, this is what we were hoping to see out of this offense, was more production like this. I mean, going into the season, we didn't really think the offense was going to be an issue. Like we thought this offense was going to be pretty good. Maybe elite, but they were going to be pretty good. And now you've seen these last few weeks, they've been pretty good.
For sure, man. For sure. And like, just to go back to Nick Gonzales himself, 21.3% K rate. He's only striking out 21.3% of the time. That's awesome. Like this is Nick Gonzales we're talking about again. You know, right? He is looking so good at the plate right now. And the breaking stuff isn't, like you said, like it's not great. He's only batting 171 against them, but the whiff rate is completely down. Like he just doesn't look incompetent. It's not where like the guys are just going to spam curveballs at him all day long and like, all right, go back to the bench, you know? He's at least making contact. He's found him off, staying alive in accounts, seeing the fastball coming and connecting and driving it. So, like I said, like Nick Gonzales, I'm not here to tell you I'm sold yet. Like there's still plenty of time. He needs to, continue doing this. The league's going to adjust some more. He needs to bounce back when that happens. But everything I am seeing out of Nick Gonzales right now makes me feel a lot more compelled than I ever was, especially last year when he came up. I mean, it's always been like, well, you got to give him his due. He's playing well enough, but I don't see it translating. I mean, that's all we talked about last year. And that's what happened. And then this year, it was like, buyer beware. Like he needs to come up. There's been some change. I don't know if it's been like enough, but there's been something different about him. And he comes up and he's showing it. So yeah, I can't speak enough about Nick Gonzales and how much he actually has meant to this team right now. If there is a turning point for this team, if they're going to be in any type of contention, like Nick Gonzales was the spark of that.
And it's easy to see like how scouts kind of fell in love with him, right? Because when it's on and he's hitting these balls hard, like his swing looks so good. It's such a pretty swing. Like there's a lot of obviously from a level of play. Don't read into this any different. Like he's not Mike Trout, right? and no stratosphere Mike Trout. But when like he's up there and he looks good, his batting stance, his swing, like he's got a lot of Mike Trout characteristics to his swing. And in that swing, like we've seen how just pretty Mike Trout's swing is. So when Nick Gonzales is kind of replicating that on a, it's a pretty swing.
Jim, Mike Trout has 126 plate appearances this year. 1 WAR, 139 weighted runs created plus. I don't know. Nick Gonzales is a 150 weighted runs created plus. He also has 0.5 WAR in about half. He essentially is Mike Trout.
We're not getting into this.
You don't have the balls to say it. That's fine. But I'm just telling you, he is Mike Trout.
Yeah, I'll let you be the one who says that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Someone will clip this up on August 10th when he gets DFA'd.
Right. Yeah.
Which I hope doesn't
have aces in the Berg moment all over again.
Yeah. No, I mean, if Nick Gonzales, if this is who he is, like if he's finally figured it out, that's such a big win for this team. Like they needed a developmental win, especially from the position player side of things.
Right.
They needed one bad. And if this can be one, that's huge. Because I think for the most part, we all kind of wrote off Nick Gonzales as like a major piece of this team's future. Like we were like, hey, he may stick around in some sort of utility aspect, but we weren't thinking Nick Gonzales is going to be the second baseman of the future for this team. I don't think anyone's really thought that for quite some time. So if that can be the case now, and they found him, and he's a good major leaguer, such a huge win.
Yep. Absolutely. I want to get back to my guy as well, Andrew McCutchen, because as we said, he's been tearing it up. I gave you the numbers of the team in the past 2 weeks, right? Of course, this is before today's game. Andrew McCutchen has a 203 weighted runs created plus since Nick Gonzales has come up. Absolutely dominating. Now, what I'll say is we talked and we've been hyping up Andrew McCutchen. Like he is not gone. He's got a lot of bad luck and things have been turning. And ironically enough, it's actually turned on the other side. He's gotten a lot of like dumb hits that probably should have been outs. So, hey, that is baseball, right? Things are evening out. But today, Jim, once again, he and this was happening all game. Like that's why Mitch Keller benefited, right? There was a lot of hits the Braves had that were just like, man, that should be a hit. Andrew McCutchen, another barrel today, had an expected batting average of 950. It was an out. Like he went 1 for 4 today, had another barrel that ends up being an out. Like, and that's the thing too. Like the stuff that he got lucky with ends up being a single, right? The stuff that he gets lucky with ends up being a single. The stuff that gets unlucky with is usually like a home run or like an easy double. So the trade-off still isn't evening out though. I just want to say that, like he barreled a baseball again and was an out, which like probably everyone else gets a double on. It's just, man, like it's one of those things where it's like, God, like I wish, why do the baseball gods hate him? But in other sense, it's like, man, like Kutch still has it. Like he really does. He honestly looks and is performing and hitting the ball so much better than it was last year.
Yeah, I was about to say that same thing. Like he's hitting the ball better this year than he was last year. The bat speed's better. And that could just be with he was injured for the second half of last year pretty good. And really the entire year he played through it. You're seeing him play the field a little bit more now, not a ton, but like here and there. That just means that he's probably feeling better, right? He's healthier. And yeah, the swing this year looks great. He's driving the baseball. He had 12 homers last year. He's got 7 already. We already talked about how, like if he was playing in other ballparks, he'd probably be, 15-ish homers by this point. He'd be like, we'd be talking about, so we'd be talking
in LA, 12 in Milwaukee, 12 in Cincy, by the way.
Yeah, we'd be talking about, 2024 All-Star Andrew McCutchen, kind of at 37 years old. So yeah, outstanding season from him. And like he's found a home in that leadoff spot. Like that right now, there's no reason to move him off of that spot. He is
Derek, don't you dare.
That's where he belongs, is that leadoff spot. And he's excelled. He's excelled in that spot. And he excelled in that spot all year long, even before this like streak he's been on. But I mean, he's got an 886 OPS in the leadoff spot for the season.
I hear that's good.
That's where that is where he belongs.
I hear that's anti-washed. Yeah. So, and just getting back to the game, right? Mitch Keller does his thing. Colin Holderman comes in to replace him. He does go 1.1, like you mentioned. 2 strikeouts, 1 hit. Colin Holderman's ERA now 0.55 on the year. Remember this guy who we talked about? Like, you see things from him. He gives you spurts. You're like, man, this stuff is so good. If he can just be more consistent, though. Can you be more consistent at this point?
He's been really, really good, which is great to see, because with how bad Chapman has been at times this year and how shaky Bednar has been at times, having Holderman come in and just be lights out. He gave up a run in his first game off of the IL and hasn't given up an earned run since.
Nope. Really, really good to see. I mean, he's been the glue right now of this bullpen, because like you said, like it's been a struggle. The numbers are there too. I don't know the numbers. I had the bullpen numbers out the other day in this time frame also, but it's not been good. And right. So then David Bednar does come in after him, coming in to get the save. 2 batters down. It's looking real nice and crisp. Honestly, I was ready to come up on here and say, Jim, are we putting all the Bednar stuff behind him? Like, is Bednar back? And that's when he gave up the 2 hits. And I was like, well, ain't going to be talking about that this time. Yeah, he made it interesting again, but was able to get the final out against Acuna. Does go 1 inning. Again, 2 hits, no strikeouts, but no walks. Also no earned runs. Does get his 11th save. It's been shaky. He hit 99 today. And like as I'll say, like it's not as the effect of like he looks injured. The velocity's not there. Like everything else looks normal. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he hasn't been as sharp, but he has been effective more so lately.
Yeah, I really think it's just a matter of like he gave up some home run balls, and over a short sample size, it just grew, right? Because you look at his other numbers, and there's nothing that stands out to you. Like, what is he doing this year as opposed to last year? The difference is he's given up more home runs. Like that's it. Everything else is relatively the same. So I think, yeah, is he back? I don't know, but he has looked a lot better. Even like in that Cubs game where he gave up a run. He's looked a lot. He's given up one. He's allowed a run in just 2 of his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in his last 11, in his last 11 appearances, he's had 9 scoreless outings. It's pretty good.
That's really good. That's really good. So again, It was shaky. It was a little shaky today. It made me nervous, I'll say, but like he has been more productive. I'm not ready to write on there yet that like David Bednar's back, the David Bednar that we all know, but he has been effective and he is getting the job done. So at this point in time, again, 11 save today. The results have been there. I'm not too worried about him anymore. Chapman, I certainly am. Like Majinski, I certainly am. But Holderman has been shut down. He's been absolutely shut down. And again, David Bednar has been looking better. So this bullpen can start getting its ass back to where it needs to be. The way this rotation is, the way this offense is, like it would be nice if all things could finally come together for this team because this team has the makings of being a good team. Of course, they can improve it on the guy not named. But they have all the makings of being a good team if they can just get there. So again, Pirates do win 27-28. Tomorrow they take on the Braves. Martin Perez versus Chris Sale. Jim, is it time to give away some sandwiches?
Let's do it. I did want to just point out I was doing a little bit of math here. 2.43 ERA for David Bednar in May.
There you go. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Yeah, let's give away some sandwiches.
All right, let's do it. At this point in time, we only have 83 entries. So get them in. Here is your last 30. As always, hashtag raise it. Get your opportunity in there. Let's give away some sandwiches. During this time, as always, we want to thank everyone. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the like button. We appreciate that. Check out the memberships below. There's the join button. We have 3 tiers, 99 cent, $2.99, and $4.99. Different things involved in them. Again, you get the emojis, you get your opportunities for to win some free stuff. I think Jim, we haven't announced it yet. We're going to do the watch along here. That might be next week, I think we're thinking about.
Yeah, the MVP watch along on Tuesday. It was a really fun one that we had back in April. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. So cool stuff. All right.
For the record,
got one
someone did ask, for the record, does capitalization matter? And the answer is no.
No.
Capitalization does not matter. You can spell raise it however you want with whatever.
Well, no, you have to spell it correctly.
Well, you have to spell it correctly. Okay, that's true.
Don't put R-A-Z-E.
You gotta just RAISEIT. You gotta type that. Doesn't matter if it's lowercase or uppercase.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do it. We have 84 entries. Only one more person joined that didn't before. So here we go. I'm clicking the button. Who's it going to be, Jim?
All right.
Let's do it.
Good.
Who's it going to be?
Good luck, everybody.
Ernest, we got new blood again.
Ernest.
Congrats, Ernest.
I think Ernest won already once.
Did he?
I think Ernest is a repeat winner.
Okay. Well, if he is, then
yeah.
2 times. We have our second 2-time winner.
Yeah, I think he is. If he is, congratulations again. If you're not, then congrats. But I want to say Ernest is a repeat winner.
Okay, cool. Well, if you don't know, or if you do know Ernest because you've done it before, go ahead and reach out. Either DM us in any social or go ahead and email at northshore9@gmail.com. That way we can get the address you need it sent to, and we'll send out your 2 free sandwiches. So congrats. Some Primantis.
Congrats.
I can't wait because in less than a month, we are going to be in Pittsburgh for the tailgate, sponsored by Primanti Brothers as well. We're going to have all kinds of sandwiches there.
Yeah, if you're listening or watching here, make sure you RSVP to that. The link is in the description of the video and or the podcast. So check that out. And then I'm pretty sure, I don't think we finalized it yet, but are we going to do a post-game show that day?
We haven't finalized it yet.
We're trying to do a post-game show though, live from Primanti's. So
yeah, I'll say this. I think there's enough legs that's probably going to happen. We just haven't finalized the details.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a good chance we'll be doing a post-game at Primanti Brothers after the game.
So that'll be great.
Yeah. All you bring your Kutch bobbleheads and grab some sandwiches. And at that time, definitely some beer. I will have the #1 bestseller at Primanti Brothers that night. So let's get out of here. As always, appreciate everyone for watching. We, of course, will be back tomorrow to talk about the series sweep. I think you and Tyler will be on for that post game.
Yes, we will. Hopefully giving away more sandwiches.
There you go. So we will see you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.